Welcome to Access 2010, Create a Database. I'm Trainer Lori. When you have time, you go into Field Properties, a backdoor into code, and this helps prevent data entry error. So we open up our tables in Design View, right-click on it and choose Design View. The first one I would recommend is changing your caption so that you have spaces. You'll want to change your field size for something like state and province to 2, especially if you're only going to put a 2-letter abbreviation in. And also put in a default value. For example, if all your customers are in Florida, then you would want to put a default value of FL in. Notice default values are always in quotation marks. But that means every time you have a new record, it will put that default value in for you. Of course, you can always type over it if you want. You can even change the default value anytime you need to. Another good one is called the input mask, and you can click on the input mask and it opens up the wizard here. The wizard is 4 steps, asking which one do you want? We want the phone number. And do we want to save it with the symbols in the mask? Yes. And then hit finish. And then it'll put in some code. And the code will look something like this. You have multiple options. We have other classes that go into more detail about this. If you see this lightning bolt, you'll definitely want to choose that if you already have forms and reports in your database, because then it will update it everywhere. Under the visits table, you might want to change the currency under total amount to having 2 decimal places. You can put a caption in it, and we can have a default value of 30. It's always going to be a $30 fee to go in. If you want a default value for the date, in other words, today's date to always appear, then we'll go to Visit Date, and under default value, we'll put in equal date, paren, open and close parentheses. And that will automatically put in today's date. And now in the Pets table, you might want to go to Type of Animal and make a Lookup Wizard. When you choose Lookup Wizard, you can have a list of the kinds of animals that might go in there. So because we don't have a table with that in there, we will type in the values that we want. Choose one column and type in the number. And make sure you only use tabs in here. If you use Enter, you will automatically move to the next step of the wizard. And then give it a label and click Finish. Now to create a form, we click on Create and make sure you're clicked on the table first, Customers table, and then Create Form, and it automatically creates a beautiful form. Now we could make some changes to it, but at this point it's perfect. It's exactly what we want, so we'll just save it. Then I recommend that you add at least 3 records to test it. So add a customer, and then you add a pet down below, and then once you've added a pet, you can click the plus sign to add a visit. That's all this time. If you like it, please click like. We'll see you next time. Thanks.